Okay, here's a video I thought would fly at 4 a.m. and wrote down all these ideas for, so I probably missed one, and I most definitely missed one, and all my thoughts are in bullet points, so my words will be messed up. Anyway, so this video is about strats and Bedwars that I hate and are stupid, according to me. I am very opinionated when it comes to certain things, and while I hate these things, I don't necessarily hate people who use them. It's just a thing. I'm just making content out of it. Okay. These were played over when I initially wrote this script. It was over my 300th and 350. When you could tell how long 10 days ago was the one I wrote on this. But you can tell how long ago that I planned this video. But yeah, it'll also be including my 400th. I'm hoping to have these uncut, but if I don't talk long enough, then they won't be mostly uncut. They will have to have some sort of editing so I can, fit in the time. But yeah, I'll figure that out. That's nothing to worry about on your part. But yeah, and you may be wondering, well, why did you record these if you didn't even record audio over it? What's the point? The point is that I wanted to, and that these are milestones in their self. Small milestones, yes, but I can look back and see my progress, so that's all I really care about. Okay, I make these videos to show my improvement, and if you really cared to see how much I've improved, you can go back to the first few videos of my channel. Turn off the sound. Do not listen to it sound. Trust me, no sound. Okay, and just watch 2 minutes of it and realize how shitty I was. Okay, and then you can come back and tell me how bad I am now. Okay, got it. Those are also before I edited and I didn't have a microphone at those times. It was so bad. Okay. Anyways, back to the actual point of this video. But I consider myself a Bedwars sweat. I have my on and off days, but I am halfway decent at PvP. If you if I look back at your videos, you're actually shit. Yeah, because I lose 200 FPS when I record. Help. I can't figure out a solution. This video, I should be able to show more of my skill than I am now. So, yeah, I am a Bedwars sweat, and I am bad at it. Okay? So here are a few things that I hate or really find annoying that Bedwars sweats, or just kind of like Bedwars players in general do. I find annoying or stupid, or a thing that you shouldn't do. These do mainly occur in solos. You can kind of put them in doubles and stuff, but it's more I'm a solo player, so these more apply to solos, and the reason for is double. And I probably won't be. I wrote this in this. I might get really angry or talks fast. I recorded this before, but for some reason it didn't record audio, so I just, and I didn't get angry. So I'm not gonna get angry. It's just gonna be an explanation video. So first up, blocking people into their base, which I talk about this every time it happens to me. Typically it's after someone breaks their bed, and then the person who is blocked into the base is a final kill. In my opinion, this is bullshit. It's stupid. There's no point to it. And you might argue, well, there is a point. There's a point because shut up. Leave that pause in. This mainly occurs in Lighthouse and Glacier are the few maps I can perfectly remember. Mainly Lighthouse because people like to jump down to the top. I hate you. I don't. I hate that you do it, but yeah. People do this. Because spawn prot is a shitty thing. I'm glad that it exists because it leads to a help to those who are respawning, but I also hate it because it's bad. Because when you spawn in or when you respawn, you get invincibility and invisibility, and the invisibility does not go away when someone hits you. So they start attacking you. You don't know where the fuck they are. You don't. Even if you hit them, they still are invisible for a few seconds. That's not how that shit happens. If you buy an invisibility potion, you don't get hit, and then no. Okay? No. And okay, back on the actual thing. It's pointless to me. It's pointless in the fact that it doesn't. If you want to wait for someone's spawn prot to come out, it takes the same amount of time to run up on top of the base and wait. By the time that person gets out of the base to go attack you, their spawn prot is gone. They're not invisible. Plus, if depending on what map you're on, which map, if you can climb on top, you get the upper advantage. So like, just climb on top of the base. Don't wait there. I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, just don't. There's no point. It's just kind of like, if you want to be annoying, and then congratulations, you're being annoying. But then it postpones the game to the point where people wait for people to come out of the base. Again, I'll get to this in a second. But yeah, it's just stupid, and you really shouldn't do it. There is no tactical advantage in a sense that there's better shit to do. Yeah. Following, standing on top of someone's base. And I have a visual game that I can think of that this fits with. So first off, depending on the player, they can wait for so long because the person when they want you to come out of the base, they want to place blocks to kill you, or they want the advantage. And so that's why they wait outside the base for you to come out. And at a certain point, there's players like me, smart players, who won't come out because they know what their fate is when they come out. Typically, it's when someone's a final kill. It's not all the cases. It postpones the game because if you're stubborn like me, you want them to come to you because the person in the base has the generator. Why would you leave? Heading back to blocking, why would you block someone in the base with a generator? Like, they're just gonna get stacked, and then you're sitting there like, come on out, like, come fight me, and they're gonna get like iron sword, iron armor, and by the time that you're like decide to come in, yeah, that's the same thing. Like, it does nothing to move the game along. Both those things do nothing but move the game along. It postpones it. Typically when someone's a final kill. Like I said, it can happen anytime else. It just gives way for this. Like, unless the other person's a final kill too, but like, if it can leave way, which happened to me so many times. The person waits for me to come out of the base. Their bed gets broken because they wait too long. Because I'm fucking stubborn as hell. And there was a game on Glacier. We both had our beds, but I just for some reason refused to leave the base until it wasn't even my base. It was just the base next to his for him to come in and fight me. It got to the point where Aqua broke my bed, and so I was like, oh shit. But I waited probably a good 5 to 10 minutes in that base, getting shit. Like, I was with a generator. Like, why would you leave someone with a generator? You're not a smart player at that point. Like, you might think I'm so smart, I'm gonna wait for them to come out. Like, no, I'm fucking smart as hell. I'm not coming out. I'm gonna wait and do a smart decision, stay in my base. Yeah, I lost my bed because of it, but like, I don't care. And also, someone who typically does that knows that they can't win a game without you leaving the base, and like, because you can't place blocks inside bases if you don't know. It's pointless. It's pointless. Postpones the game, and if you want you're not going to get the advantage every time you PvP fight. And if you need an advantage to win a PvP fight, you're not good at PvP. That's just, I'm not good at PvP, so I'm not going to say like I don't really have a stance to say on that. But like, not every PvP fight that you will get into, you will get an advantage. So you need to take those disadvantages and win, So this also kind of ties into that one. I don't know why it's like not the same thing, but like waiting for someone to leave their base. It's just by typically someone who wants to place blocks and spam, and like, which I'll get to that next. But it's just postponing, just like, I don't know, it just bothers me so much. And just like, move the game along, take the disadvantage, fight me. I'm not going to go out there and take a disadvantage, because I know it kind of works both ways, but the person still outside the base does have the bigger advantage, typically. Most likely they still have a bed, because most cases they won't just sit there, like, and it's just like, you should take every fight that you see when you have a bed, because it doesn't matter. Quoting Technoblade there, because I'm watching a lot of his Bedwars streams lately. If you have a bed, take every fight, because especially with a final kill, take the fucking fight, bro. It's like, oh, I'm a disadvantage. Okay, you could still win. You could comp the person in oblivion. Take the fucking fight, bro. Okay. Okay, next up, block spammers. And these could be good strats in this video, but that's not the point of the video. The point of the video is I hate them. Okay, block spammers. And there's two different things of block spammers. One is when someone gets really low in PvP fight and they run away. And I'll get to the second one in a sec. In that, to me, you lost the fight, take the L. Just like, and like, people do this when they're just a normal player with nothing on them. They could have like literally just 16 mul, a wooden sword, nothing, and still place blocks to run the fuck away. What's the point? If you're like, well, I care about my kill death ratio. Who the fuck cares about their kill death ratio? Who? Can you please tell? Why would you care about your kill death ratio? Does not matter. The only thing that matters is KDR, final kill death ratio. Final kill, final death. That matters because that's this thing that shows winning games and everything. Like, and like how many final kills you can get before you get final killed yourself. That's the one stat that matters with kills. KDR doesn't matter. I mean, you can be like, well, actually it does, because it doesn't matter. Okay? It doesn't. No, I don't know this is why that cares about FKDR. And if you do, you're not a fun player. I don't know. And the second type of block spammer is the one who uses a PvP fight to, air quotes here, stop your sprint so they can combo you, which is the strat. That's the plan of the strat. I understand that it's a good strat. If you don't know, from my understanding, I'm not really the best person to probably explain this, but my understanding that same with goes with block hitting, that when you stop your sprint, when your sprint is stopped, it makes way for someone to combo you. And that's what happens when they place blocks. It stops your sprint and stops you from moving forward, so they can hit you and continue to hit you, knock you back, and combo you. Block hitting is bad in certain situations. Block hitting is good when you're in a situation where you won't take KB. If you will take KB, do not block hit, because it leaves way for someone to combo you. But like, yeah, that's why that's why if you will take KB, do not block hit, and because you will get comboed by an average player. But my problem mainly with this, yeah, I hate that, and like it, yeah, you do mostly get kills on me because you do place blocks, but it's because it kind of technically is cheating. Let me explain. So if you don't know, on the Hypixel network, on the Hypixel network, abusing a glitch is cheating and bannable. Zyph, a popular YouTuber, has gotten banned because he abused a glitch without reporting it. And if you don't know, which I don't know how you would not know, and this happens most of the time when people place blocks in front of me, it glitches you into the block, making it so you have to wiggle your way out. You can't turn your head very well, and you can't really fight until you get out of the block. And it's abusing a glitch. Okay. And I know they're like, well, that's not the intended purpose of it. It doesn't matter if the intended purpose is that that is what you're doing, though. Is that it's abusing a glitch. Okay, and you might be like, you're far-fetching, you're reaching. I mean, reaching is a hack, but I'm trying to be funny. I'm not funny. But yeah. It leads to a lot of deaths. Personally, on my part, yeah, that's why I always fight in bases. I always fight around gens where people can't place blocks, because that's what usually happens to me. I get glitched in, and then yeah, it's just also people. There's two types of block spammers. One who is a completely noob, and then the other one who is actually a sweat. And the noobs just place blocks everywhere, and for no fucking reason. They don't know what they're doing, and I just remembered that. I was like a Sky, it doesn't matter where I'm at, but I was just playing with a person. I was playing against a person, and then I hit them once. They ran back, and then they were next to the edge, just placed blocks. They would not let go off the right click. They just kept placing blocks everywhere. And then I just climbed on top and just one-tapped him in the void. But, like, bro, like, stop. But yeah, like, again, you could say I'm reaching or that I'm like grabbing at something that's in there, but to me that is there. You could fight, I mean, I could fight Hypixel and that'd be like, hey, fix this, but I don't know, it could be a Minecraft glitch, I don't fucking know, but like, it is a piece of a glitch, so, yeah. Okay, this one I didn't write down notes for, so this is all off the top of my head, but, drag clicking, and like this is very controversial, and I know it'll be controversial, but I know that nobody watched this video because I'm not an interesting person, but in my personal opinion, drag clicking should not be allowed on the Hypixel network, because it leaves a disadvantage that you have to, it leaves an advantage that you have to pay for in most situations. I mean, you can be given a mouse, but still, not everybody has access to it. So like, free look was banned. You remember free look? Wasn't that long ago, but free look, if you didn't know, was basically a modification on Lunar Client Badline and maybe some others, where you could, it still exists in those clients, but is banned on Hypixel, where you could continue moving with just a W, A, and D, but your head would not move when you moved your mouse, and your head, you would actually get to look around you with your mouse without your head moving. It's basically like going in third person, but your head not moving, be able to move your mouse to see entirely around you. That was banned, which does follow their rules about like altering player movements. Fair enough. I made a video on it. I personally don't think it should be banned. It's banned anyway. My opinion doesn't matter. But so free look, basically something that people argued it leads a disadvantage people have to pay for, get, or use a client for, and that's why it was banned. But people don't focus on drag clicking, which you have to pay for it. Like, I have a mouse right here. I can't drag click on this. I just fucked with my word, my Google Doc. I can't drag click. I have to buy a special mouse to drag click. And I get about 7, 8, 9 FPS normally. Drag click, you can get so fucking high FPS. You can get like, sometimes people get 50 FPS just by drag clicking. And you could make an argument that, it takes skill to learn how to long drag. I don't know what long dragging is, but to long drag. Yeah, but guess what? I bet you an average player could get a drag clicking mouse, drag click a higher FPS than someone with an actual mouse. Like. It's a disadvantage, and you can't argue against that because it is. It leads you, I don't know how people use it in PvP fights, but to bridge faster, to like do shit, it's a disadvantage that people have to pay for. It just should be banned. And like, I don't know why they decided to not, like, I don't know why they allow that. Because it's very easy to tell. It would be so very easy to tell who's drag clicking. And that can't be, come on. You can, I don't know if they can track the CPS of someone. I mean, if they should be able to, because Lunar Client can do that shit. Yeah, it should be banned in my opinion. Because it does lead a disadvantage to those who don't have the mouse, and you have to pay for it. And they banned free look before they banned drag clicking. Anyways, the next one is TNT. If you watch most of my videos, I mentioned this because I get TNT'd a lot, or I get TNT used on me a lot. And this is coming from someone who used to main TNT to break a bed. My main problem is it is kind of use TNT more if you consider yourself a good player. And my cat, if you use if you use TNT to break a bed and you consider yourself good, because TNT causes a free bed. In most situations, it's very hard to stop someone TNT in your bed from not getting your bed. It is very hard, depending on how the person plays the situation. If they go for the fight with the person who's standing on next to their bed, if you use the TNT, you have to drop down immediately to get the bed. If you don't, then you lose your chances of getting a free bed. You can still get it, but it's really harder. And then or they go for the fight when you shouldn't go for the fight. You should go for the bed. Depending on if you're final kill, go for the fight, but if you're not, go for the bed. But I could talk forever. Okay, in my personal opinion, the real skill on breaking a bed is tools. You're like, well, not if someone's not at their base, it doesn't matter. But like, if there's someone there, you have to kill them before you can use the tools. Most situations where you have to like skip them out and like, yeah. There's skill involved with tools, more than there would ever be with TNT. It's also a waste of gold. Same with the next one. It's a waste of gold. Early game, in my opinion, you should be focusing on saving up your gold for iron armor, because if it gets to a fight where that goes for like a while, then iron armor will give you a win. If let's say the person used TNT and they failed with their TNT rush, you now have iron armor and they don't, and then you have a better advantage. Okay, following on to the next one, wood. And I don't hate people who use wood. More just, I think it's a useless block. I think back in the early days of Bedwars, before the only axe you could buy was a diamond one, wood used to be overpowered because you have to use TNT or your fist. But now currently it's not worth your gold. People like to use the bed defense of like the hawk dog and like the wool over top. I forget what it's called. I always call it butterfly. It's not butterfly. Butterfly is end stone then glass in a certain pattern. But it's just a waste of gold, because here's my point. Let's say lighthouse, you place that bed defense down, I kill you without an axe, and I break the bed before you can respawn. Or before you can even get to me, I break your bed. Like, it's just like, if I could do that with my fist, it's not worth your time. It's not worth your time or gold to make a bed defense like that. In doubles and 3s and 4s, I kind of get it, but like, no, not in solos. Don't, no. The only bed defense, if you were to get a bed defense in solos, maybe end stone, but like, on fast iron maps, but then like someone could just counter it by just getting a tier 2 pick like so easily with fast iron maps. Wool's you don't need a bed defense, just wool. Cause that's just, I don't know. I feel like no bed defense, no, unless you're like a really good player, but like most times you win a bed defense, at least wool, just so so they can't break in an instant. But yeah. Don't buy wood. Just listen to Game Birdie. Don't buy wood. Okay, moving on. KB sticks. I've talked about this. I really do not like KB sticks, like, at all. Not anymore, but like I used to have them. They used to get used on me like so much, and like sometimes people used to. It just depends. Like sometimes people don't know how to use them, and you have to know how to use them for them to work. Because at a certain point, if someone's not getting knocked off the edge, you have to use your sword. Because if you don't use your sword, then you're just gonna die because you're not gonna knock them off the edge. And then I get some people who just try to hit me into the void with a KB stick when I'm like nowhere near the void. It's KB2. It doesn't launch you in everywhere like in an instant. Maybe late game, early game, not worth your gold. They take skill to use them properly, but in certain situations, your sword does enough knockback. If that's your only defense, hitting someone into the void, because you can't take a PvP fight, you're not gonna, but you're not gonna. If you're like not good at PvP, I understand using them, but like use them correctly. And last, but certainly not least, toxic people. And there's two different types of toxic people, or there's two different types of toxicity in the stance I'm talking about. When you're toxic towards someone who's worse than you, and you're toxic towards someone who's better than you. In my opinion, toxic towards someone who's better than you, doesn't matter, nobody cares. I do it, but like, don't do it, but like, who cares? But if you're toxic towards someone who's worse than you, you're bad at the game. I don't care about your skill. You're bad at the game. If you want a defense for that, I don't really have one other than you're a shit person. And if you're a shit person, you're a shit at the game. I don't care. This is a game for 10-year-olds. And you're toxic. You're toxic towards a Minecraft player because they're worse than you. And like, not in like the sense like you're playing someone like, oh shit, this is like a really bad player. But more of like if you like shout or like speak towards someone like damn, you suck at PvP, or damn, like, it's just like, come on, how insecure in yourself and your PvP skill that you have to like destroy like a worser player. Like, yeah, you're bad at the game if you're toxic towards a worser player. No good player is gonna be toxic towards a worser player because they know that like they have to, because they know that they're shit at the game. They have to down on people because they're shit at the game. And going back to my stance of like toxic towards better people, you shouldn't do it in the sense just like be a good person, but also no good player is gonna care what you say about them, because especially when someone comes like, you're bad, go to the game, like, and I destroy them, like, no, you don't get to say that. Like, no, yeah, no good player is gonna care if you're toxic toward them. Well, that was a lot of my negativity. Anyways, guys, if you want to see more content like this, let me know. It's not easier to make, but I do enjoy speaking. But yeah, leave a comment down below about anything. I don't care. I love reading comments on TikTok and on YouTube. But yeah, leave a like down below and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.